Thank you, Chair. I thought we moved from Mimi ni Sifuna to Sisi. Sisi ni Sifuna. So I don't know. I don't know. I think that's where we are. So thank you, Chair. First of all, to also register my appreciation to Senator Governor Wamatangi and his delegation for finding it fit to appear before the Senate, as they should, because really this is the Constitution, it's a law. I'll have very few things to say. One, this is a team of reasonable leaders. We are reasonable people. And when we weigh situations and realize that there is a request being made which is valid, we will grant it because we are reasonable people. So I think, Chair, it's okay. We can grant that the OAG be given time to go through the documents, and then at the earliest time possible next week, then the county government of Kiambu executive will appear before the committee and will process the business before us. Secondly, Chair, because I'm also a leader in the Senate, I think it should go out clearly that when we received a formal request by the Council of Governors, we actually agreed that we will meet them and listen to what grievances they have. If you ask me, we would have even have chosen not to accept to meet them, because the Senate Public Accounts Committee does not audit the accounts of the Council of Governors. They don't appear before us as an entity. The people that appear before us are individual governors. So we would have said, no, you are strangers to us, we don't know who you are. But we said, it's fine, we will meet, we'll have a conversation. But we set a condition. One of the conditions was then the governors must continue to discharge their constitutional responsibility to appear and account to their people, not to us, account to their people on the monies that we send to them. As you heard from Senator Sifuna, and that's a position, the whole of last week, not a single governor appeared. The Chair, it should go out clearly that on the Thursday, this coming Thursday on 26th, the leadership of the Senate is not available for a meeting with the leadership of the Council of Governors on this matter. If they want to meet, we're still open, we can meet them, but let governors continue to discharge their constitutional responsibility to account to their people. Lastly, Chair, or second last, you know, in that council, and this must also go on record, in that council we have colleagues, former senators, we have a former speaker. This fight, Chair and members, of anchoring devolution is a fight that the Senate is at the center of. The Senate fights to anchor devolution to make sure that devolution succeeds. When leaders who have never sat in the Senate treat the Senate in the manner that some governors did, my expectation would have been that those senators who sit in the Council of Governors as governors today would have spoken some sense to their colleagues and tell them that what you are doing is completely out of order. There is no way that governors can wake up and say they are not going to appear before a committee of the Senate. Just no way. Lastly, Chair, Governor, you are a former colleague, so you are one of us. When things happen to you, it affects us because you are our colleague. We also, what happened in the destruction of some property in Nairobi where you have an interest. And personally, as a former colleague of yours, I must say it's such a big shame that a government that is promising development and even dropping funny names would undertake such a thing at night. It's why would a government go to destroy private property at night? I mean, if there is a problem with whatever it is that's happening, take a court order, valid. If you have to destroy, you destroy in broad daylight. The people see what you're doing. The Bible says the thief comes by night to kill, to destroy. And I think that's exactly what happened in the premises. The most unfortunate thing, as I conclude, the most unfortunate thing is that, Governor, you have colleagues in the executive who should have known better. Even if it was a must that they had to destroy that property, I would have expected a duty of care on the part of your brothers to even tell you, you know what, this decision has been made, it has to be done, get your property out. We are going to flatten this area. But for your colleagues to sit there, the CS Interior, Governor Nairobi, the Deputy President, knowing very well that your property is going to be destroyed and no word to salvage at least something. Well, one day, the truth shall come out and justice shall be served. I thank you.
I allowed him to go on because we call him the bishop, and that's why he's been preaching. But otherwise, let's stick to the substantive matter before us.
Chair, let me talk before the Vice Chair.
Senator Gatai, then Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, let me start by saying that I am actually very impressed by the humility of Dr. Wamatangi. Chair, we have received this report that we are not ready to continue. Of course, we have always